RTM, right to manage. So if you own a flat, so whether you're an owner occupier or you own a flat and you're looking to rent it out, I want to speak about something called RTM, right to manage, where you can actually legally take over the management of your building and you be in control over the works that's done, the contractors, the insurance, and that can lead to more transparency, more control over what happens with the building, and essentially you have more control over the costs as well, which can lead to reductions in your service charge costs. So RTM is something that I'm actually doing currently right now with my leasehold flat in Gillingham. And I want to just speak about the process, what I've been doing and what you should think about and do if this is something that you want to do. If you're keen on actually decreasing your costs and having more control over your building, then you want to listen in to this. So first of all, right to manage is a legislation which enables leaseholders to actually take control over their building. However, there's certain qualifying criteria that have to be met. Number one is 50% or more of the leaseholders have to actually agree to actually set up an RTM to manage the building. And number two, proportionally, 50% or more of the building can't be commercial. So the majority of the building has to be residential. Now, as long as those two key things are met, then generally speaking, you can actually move forward with an RTM. But let's strip it back. How do we actually get other members on board? So my flat is one of 9. So I had to reach out to 8 leaseholders. And the way I did this was, ultimately, I found out where they actually resided. And I did this through land registry. So if you go on land registry, you have to pay £7 now. It used to be £3 about a year ago. You can actually download the data for that address that's in the flat. So you can download the data and it will actually show you where the owner actually lives. So they might actually not always live there. They may actually be renting out, like I say, to tenants and actually living somewhere else. Once you've got that, then you can actually send correspondence to that address. And in that, you can advise them about what you're looking to do, your plans with setting up a company so you have more transparency, more control over the costs, and you can actually potentially refer back to the cost that you're currently paying at the moment if you feel like it's too high. And through that, you can then get people reaching out to you. That's what I did. I put my name, email, and number in the letter, and I explained exactly what I was looking to do with setting up the RTM company. After a while, you'll get people reaching back out to you. The more flats there are in the block, of course, the harder it's going to be, but you'll be surprised because once people actually know about what RTM is, a lot of people do get on board. Once I did this, I then created a WhatsApp group chat to then make sure that all other leaseholders that I've been able to actually get correspondence with understood what I was looking to do. And ultimately, an RTM is a benefit to all leaseholders because it means that we have full control over what we spend our money on. So currently with our flat, we have a management agent in place that is employed by the freeholder and they will appoint whoever they want to do whatever they want. And you have little to no control over it right now. With an RTM, essentially, we step into the role of the management agent and we control everything. We can pick the insurer, we pick the cleaners for the building, tradespeople, and everything like that. And now, once you've actually got enough people on board, that's when you can then actually start setting up a RTM company. So when you do set up RTM company, there are a few things that you have to do different setting up a normal company or company's house. First of all, a normal company, when you set it up, it's usually limited by shares. With this type of company, it's limited by a guarantee. The company is not set up for profit. Ultimately, it's a management services company. So ensure that the limited by guarantee is what's picked. Also, the Articles of Association is not going to be the standard that is used by a company's house. You have to slightly amend this. You can either speak to a solicitor or you can actually just go on Google and find templates for RTMs and then use that instead. And then just ensure that you're putting the name of your RTM company in that document. And then once you've done that, you can then upload it and put it in. You want to also ensure that you've got at least 2 directors as well. The reason being is because you want to make sure that when the services account is actually set up for the company, it needs at least 2 signatories for any payment to go out. That protects the funds of everybody involved. Now, once you've done that, and now you've got your RTM company set up, now what you want to do is serve what you call notice of participation to all non-members. So you've got all the members in the RTM company, everyone that's agreed to do it. You have to, by law, serve a notice of participation to all non-members. And what you'll do, you'll send post to these participants, and you want to make sure that you've got proof posting as well, just in case that is ever questioned. So once you've got that, you then have to wait at least 14 days. You wait 14 days. If anybody actually corresponds and comes back to you, then you can add further members on if other leaseholders also want to be involved. Once you've done that, then you'll serve what you call a claim of notice. So a claim of notice is sent to the freeholder, and you can also send it to the management agent as well, so they have a copy. And again, you want to make sure that you send it to a trading address. If they've got a registered address, send it there as well, just to be on the safe side, and then ensure you've got proof of posting there as well. Now, you want to include things like the company name, the company number. It has to include all the members, that are in the company, the respective leases for those leaseholders. And again, you can find these templates online as well. So notice participation and claim notices, you can generally find online. If you just type it into Google, there will be templates that you can use. And if you need to, then definitely do look to run it by a solicitor, because they will ensure that the letter is written up in the right way. So that way it's not challenged, because if it is challenged, then you'll have to then take it to a tribunal to actually review. And when you do serve a claim notice, you actually have to give the freeholder a month to counterclaim. So they have a month to counterclaim. And then from that date, then you've got another 3 months before then you can take over the management of the building. So that's the end-to-end process. So to set up the RTM, before you do anything, you need to correspond with other leaseholders in the building. When you've done that and you've got at least 50% of members on board, you can then actually move towards actually setting up the RTM company. Once you've set up the RTM company, then you'll send notice of participations to other leaseholders. Once you've done that, then you wait at least 14 days. Then you can send a claim notice to the freeholder and the management agent as well. And in that letter, it has to specify that you've given them 1 month for them to respond back. And then from that point, another 3 months before you actually take over the building as well. And then once you've done that, you and the other members will be responsible for the work that goes into the building. You can also employ another management agent if you wish to as well. So there is that option. So hopefully this helped you understand a little bit about RTM, right to manage, what it involves. And if you are a leaseholder, what rights you've got as well to start taking control over the management of your building, and in turn, increasing transparency, control, and reducing the service charges as well. So if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, and if you found value from this video or any other video on this channel, then do subscribe as well. And until next time, happy investing.